You've seen this book before. Maybe not exactly this one I've got here, but you've definitely used many like it in the course of your life. The English textbook is the very backbone of classroom learning for both teachers and pupils alike. It's also the first port of call in the classroom for new topics, skills, and ideas. You've also heard the language I'm speaking before. You've probably not thought very hard about it, but the fact that you understand me speaking now means that you have at some point learnt it. Maybe you've seen it on TV, on the internet, because English is everywhere, growing and spreading and creating a globalized world that, so it's argued, is best enjoyed when you speak the language that everything is produced in. That makes English valuable, and it's in demand by countries who want to get ahead of the game. The English textbook isn't just the backbone of the classroom anymore, then. It's the foundation brick in building a young learner's future to enter this globalized world. As more governments across the world are lowering the age of starting English, it's now coming into the primary school classroom. This means that the resources that we make and use for teaching English need to be adapted for primary school level students as well. So that leads me to my research, funded by the British Council as part of their Futures of English project. We're aiming to analyse the current textbooks in primary education for each year that they are taught, to identify the current trends in three key areas: skills, pedagogy, and gender representation. From this, the British Council aims to use the research and encourage a more equal, standardised, and relevant curriculum for teaching and learning English, one that can make this humble textbook the most effective support structure within the classroom. I will be working with 20 participating countries from 4 global regions. We will be analysing the course books from each year of primary education, using a survey that I have developed to identify the key skills and pedagogical approaches of each exercise, as well as looking at the imagery and text to report on gender representation. There's the skills: reading, writing, listening, speaking, but are they being covered fairly? And how do they connect to things like grammar and vocabulary and other aspects of the language that students need? Then there's the approaches: gap fill, comprehension, colouring, or just games and songs. How do we bring English to life for children, and how do we make them the most effective ways of learning? And finally, there's gender. How are girls and women portrayed? How often? And in what roles? How can we improve it to better match with modern societal perceptions on gender and identity? This research has global impact. Improving the foundations to make a standard English curriculum will ensure that all learners are given a fair start with the language, and hopefully foster a greater enjoyment that takes them into secondary school well prepared. The future of English is bright, but we can make it even brighter.